Good day. Hey. I hope everyone had an awesome weekend. Mine was everything with a capital E, capital V, capital E, capital R, capital Y, capital T, capital H, capital I, capital N, capital G, with several exclamation points behind it. First and foremost, I don't even know if my daughter will see this, but for those of you that don't know, because I just been flooding my timelines all weekend long. My middle daughter Victoria graduated college Saturday with her Bachelor of Arts degree in film production. So I'm still reeling behind that, and still reeling behind a wonderful weekend. Once again, many thanks out to everybody who just really came and supported us this weekend. Just pretty much the same people that's been in my life for the last few years, and a couple of new ones, but newer, I should say. But I just really can't thank everybody enough. So anyway, it's Monday, so back to business, back to the grind, and so I've been kind of skimming through my messages. I haven't been able to respond to everybody, so I've been getting a lot of messages. Some of the messages have been kind of repetitive from a few of you, but a lot of, so usually when I get like kind of a lot of the same messages, I just make a video so I can answer everybody's question, and I'll have it posted on different platforms. So anyway, get to it. This video pretty much it's kind of similar to a couple of ones that I've done in the past, just in the past week or so, I think. But I get a lot of messages about, oh, I need an LLC to get started. Don't I have to have an attorney lined up? Don't I need to build my buyers list before I get started in wholesaling? All this. I've pretty much made a video answering each of those questions specifically, so I'm going to make like a generalized video to just say, I'm not going to say keep it simple stupid, because I don't think anybody's stupid, but I'm going to leave the S at the end and just saying keep it simple. At the end of the day, you don't, especially when it comes to wholesaling, again, and I've said this a million times, and I know I'll probably say it a million more, wholesaling or any type of business, actually, to be honest with you, is not easy. However, wholesaling is one of the easiest ways to get started investing in real estate, simply because you don't need any money or any money or credit of your own in order to get started. And I say that in terms of, you're not buying the property. Okay, wholesaling is just that. You're literally assigning your contract to the end buyer. You're not the end buyer. You're not purchasing it for yourself or anything like that. You're simply putting the property under contract. You want to get a very good discount because you want to bring a good deal to your end buyer, and the spread in between what you put it under contract for and what you actually what your buyer actually agrees to, that's yours to keep. It's almost like the real estate version of drop shipping. Drop shipping, you don't actually take ownership of any of the goods that you're selling. Just say, for example, eBay. It's like the real estate version of that. That's pretty much the simplest way I can put it. So if you understand what drop shipping is, how you can actually make a profit off of something that you actually never even owned or bought. The only time you'll actually buy it is when you receive the funds from the buyer and you go in and purchase that particular item from your supplier, and then you ship it off. But the beautiful thing about wholesaling is that you don't even have to buy the house. So it's beautiful. Okay, it's a beautiful way to make a few $1,000 or more, depending on the situation, depending on the type of transaction that it is. you can make a nice amount of money. Okay, so I say keep it simple. Is don't overthink it. A lot of you, and some of you I've talked to before, and you still haven't taken action. So now you're basically just I won't even call that part analysis paralysis. It's like now you just got to take action. You just have to take action, because a lot of you are overthinking things, and you've probably read more books than I have, or whatever the case may be. And there's nothing wrong with asking questions, but if you have not implemented anything, then it's time to it's put up or shut up time. And you just have to take action, because it's not cool to keep asking especially for people who are literally working the business, and you're asking like a million people the same question as if you're going to get a different answer. You're not going to get a different answer. You know what I mean? Because so the only thing you have to do is take action. No, you don't need an LLC to get started. No, you don't have to find an attorney. You don't have to build no team or any of that. The only time you're going to get ready to start doing that, and that's if you're getting ready to flip. But if you're starting wholesaling, you don't have to do any of that. You just have to get started. You have to either just start driving for dollars, purchase a list, or go to your courthouse and get a list of tax delinquents, or whatever it is that you're, whatever niche that you're targeting, and start skip tracing these lists. Start skip tracing these vacant leads that you're finding while driving for dollars, and start calling people, okay, and putting in offers. The only way you're going to get a deal is if you just start putting in offers. So then there's like, well, how much time does it take? I can't answer that question. Everybody's market is different. Everybody's deal is different. So, what may take somebody maybe a couple of weeks, or a month, it might take somebody else, excuse me, maybe a few months before they close their first deal. And also, you can't compare yourself to somebody else's ability as far as time is concerned. Now, one thing and I say this all the time too, one thing we all have in common is we all have the same amount of time in a day. So my time might be a little bit more flexible as opposed to someone who works a regular 40-hour week or 50 hours a week, because they have to schedule their time a little bit differently than I schedule mine. Okay? So, how fast you close the deal, most of that is literally up to you. A lot, and then the other part of it is, the other percentage of it is not really up to you. It might be based on your market. So you might be somewhere where it's really rural. Wholesaling can work anywhere. You might have to work a little bit harder if you live in a very rural area, but it can still work. It still works. So, that's I pretty much summed it up in a nutshell. Is like, don't overthink the process, guys, please. Especially, like I said, some of you, will either ask myself or another individual pretty much the same questions, but kind of wording it differently, like you're going to get a different answer. You're wasting your time. You know what I mean? Because there are people out there, while you sitting here filling around in your head all the reasons why, or all the excuses, I should say, as to why you haven't even so much as gotten started. There's other people that have taken information that you've already received and putting it in work and putting it in action and actually going that, and they're generating leads. They're putting in their list to be skip traced. They're making calls, or they're out driving for dollars. You see what I'm saying? So don't overthink it. I don't want to be. This is we're just coming off of May 5th weekend. Don't be in the same position this time next year. Please do not. Number one, I plan to be retired by this time next year, so don't be planning to DM me a year from now asking me, well, Miss Danny, I just don't get it. Okay, look, I don't even plan on be doing this next year. My goal is to be retired by this time next year. So like I said, keep it simple. The process itself is actually very simple. It really is. And then you'll learn as you grow. You don't have to know everything. And if you think you have to know everything in order to get started, or waiting for the perfect time, then you need to go ahead on, if you don't already have a 9-to-5, you need to go ahead on and fill out that 9-to-5 application, because this or any other business isn't for you. There's no such thing as a perfect time to get started. You just have to get started. It's as simple as that. You're not going to know everything about everything. You're just not. You're not even going to know every single little, because different scenarios happen every day. So you just have to get started, and you learn as you go. And there's nothing wrong with asking questions as you begin to grow, but the only way you're really going to learn all the different scenarios is to just get started. And if you have questions along the way, feel free to ask anybody, but don't use that as an excuse to not get started at all. Does that make sense? I hope it does. Okay, so everyone, please enjoy the rest of your day, and may the remainder of your day and evening be as beautiful as you all are. See you guys on the next video.